I'm reviewing an article on an incident that happened back in June 2020, June 17th, actually. And this took place in San Diego, California. The incident involved a father and his two twin girls. The father was reported to have been suicidal and made threats to the family to harm the girls, and no one would ever see them again. So the article goes on to report that a vehicle was seen speeding through a grove. They could see the headlights and drove towards a cliff, and then the vehicle drove over the cliff, plunging down into the Pacific Ocean and landing upside down on a rock in the water, causing a big splash. And there were witnesses, and this was also caught on some security cameras. So at the same time that witnesses saw this, there was a police unit en route in the area pursuing the description of the vehicle, with the reports of the dad being suicidal. So with that report and the incoming calls, he was able to actually locate the cliff and look down and see the vehicle. And at that point, the father had exited the vehicle and was trying to tread water, holding the two girls in his arms, the twin 2-year-old girls. So the police officer on scene had prior Marine training, actually. So he did have some technical rescue and some tactical training. It didn't really go into the specifics of whether he had like swiftwater training or highline rescue training or anything of that sort, but it did say that he used his Marine training. Now, this officer called for backup, but he took it upon himself to initiate the rescue right away, which everything worked out, so that's good. But as someone reviewing what actually happened, it probably wasn't the best, decision for him to make. He did come out a hero and he averted a tragedy, but he did decide to take a 100-foot leash. He was a K9 unit, so he took a 100-foot leash and he managed to lower himself down the cliff, down to the shore, and he swam out to the vehicle. And he was able to rescue the father and the two girls. He stated that he recalled his Marine training and he grabbed a hold of the father. He had the father hold the two girls and he did swim them to safety. And at that point, there were other officers and the fire department was on scene. They also used the 100-foot leash. So apparently it was a very strong leash. And with that being said, there are a lot of standards that we use in EMS and fire with technical rescue that I'm sure this leash is not approved for. But they did use the leash and backpacks to actually raise the two daughters up. And then the father was actually eventually airlifted out of the scene. So as a paramedic student, as an active volunteer firefighter, and also I am Swiftwater Rescue technician level certified, there's a lot of rights and wrongs in this situation. I think morally this cop acted on his instinct. I'm not sure as far as like sizing up his scene and all of that. I would hope that he did take those things into consideration, but he did go rogue. He initiated a technical rescue on his own. He said that he has a 2-year-old daughter at home and that his emotions were running high, and he imagined his daughter and his wife being the vehicle that was out in the water, and that was the driving factor. So with my training and with all of the knowledge that I've gathered from all of my past training and now during this semester, I could say that he probably shouldn't have done that. As a mother, I'm going to say that I think it was super heroic. I think it's amazing that he put himself in that situation, but he could have also caused the situation to escalate. He could have become a fourth victim. And as far as priority goes, we all know in fire and rescue, if he becomes the fourth victim, he's going to become the priority. So I do think that a lot of things need to be considered in this situation. I don't know if there were any repercussions on his end. I hope not, but he may have actually had to face some sort of, subordination and some remediation because of this event. The article didn't say. It just stated that he was a hero and he did save their lives. And if anybody watching this video is interested the father no longer has any custody rights to the children, and everybody is safe, and the little girls are with the mom. And that is my review of that article. And I will submit the link to the forum here as well.